Yo, what's good everyone? It's Dmitry Steinhardt from DREAMophrenia with yet another podcast. I hope you've been doing well and you've been staying safe all this time because the world seems to have gone crazy, and I'm talking about the C situation. I cannot really pronounce this word entirely because this video will probably get flagged and demonetized by YouTube, or better yet, deleted. So yeah, from now on, this situation here will be known as C situation, and I honestly hope that you understand what I'm talking about. But hey, let's not focus on something negative and instead get to something actually positive. And I'm happy to announce you that in mere weeks, we'll be finishing the new episode of DREAMophrenia, which is yay! The reason why it's taken us so long is because Heloise is not really feeling that well at the moment, and we're really scared for her health, so she has to take longer time to actually rest and so that she can feel well by the morning and so that she can actually continue working on the cartoon. I genuinely hope that it's just a regular flu and not the C thing, and that she can actually recover quickly without any consequences. We also originally wanted to release a new episode of our webcomics about the anti-Dreamwalker Society, but we decided not to and instead just focus on the actual cartoon because, like I said, Heloise is not feeling that great, and making her work on two different and separate animation projects at the same time would automatically mean that we would compromise her health even more, and we cannot risk like that. So instead of the new animation video this week, we decided to go with a little podcast instead, and let's just hope it's gonna keep you people entertained. Now, as you've probably guessed from the title of this video, we're gonna talk about Hazbin. Well, not only Hazbin, but it doesn't really matter right now. Before you start hating on me, Heloise, and our entire channel, just hear me out. About a month ago, I came across this new animation series from our domestic Russian animation channel, which I'm not gonna mention in this video because I don't want any conflicts. I'm just gonna say that I was surprised. I was surprised by the quality of the animation, but then I was surprised even more when, after literally like several days, I realized that their cartoon was actually trending and it was gaining an insane amount of attention, an insane amount of views. And then I asked myself, how is this possible? And the answer was quite simple. They actually had enough funds and enough money to advertise all over YouTube. They literally asked every single animation YouTuber, every single animation reviewer to talk about them on their channel, and of course they started trending after like several hours, or maybe like 24 hours or something. I started looking for the information on this channel, and I eventually found out that there was a huge corporation behind them that was actually sponsoring their entire channel and giving them enough funds to actually advertise on all possible YouTube channels which are even remotely related to animation. And then I couldn't help but compare this situation with the situation which we had with Hazbin. Now, how are these two animation channels are even remotely related to each other? Just wait a little bit and you'll find out. We come from Russia, and just in case anybody does not know this yet, and whenever somebody starts a conversation on Hazbin on the Russian YouTube, it always boils down to the fact that the Hazbin team is just a company of independent animators, friends if you will, who do not have any money, do not have any support, and there are no big studios standing behind them, and so eventually we have to respect what they're doing because they're actually trying to resurrect YouTube animation and make it great again, if you will. Now, of course, these people are not wrong, but I can't exactly say that they are right. Tell me, what first comes into your mind whenever somebody says independent, especially independent animation? Well, you probably think about an artist who does not have enough money, does not have probably enough food, does not have any money to get any new clothes, and they sit there day and night working, probably with their friends, or maybe not, in a very cheap apartment. Well, if this is what you think about, I can't judge you because that's what I think about, because this is literally what's happening to me. Well, not just me, but also Heloise. But now let's do this little experiment. Just go to the Hazbin IMDb page, and yes, they do have an IMDb page. Go there and see how big their actual team is. Spoiler, it's a lot of people. So far, and I'm not kidding, so far they've had around 100 people, 100 participants in their team. I know that they're probably not working on this cartoon at the same time. It's not happening simultaneously, but it's been around 100 people. Now, if you dig deeper, you're gonna find out that a lot of these animators and a lot of these people that are working on this cartoon, they've got a pretty decent professional portfolio. They've been working on things like Simpsons and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, the recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series, the one that's called, I can't remember, I think it's called The Rising of TMNT or something like that. So the one that is like still going on Nickelodeon. Some of those animators also come from professional animation networks such as Cartoon Network and maybe also other huge channels and huge companies, which I'm not gonna mention right now because I'm not sure, and I gotta be honest with you, I'm too lazy to actually check it. But you can check it for yourself and write it in the comments if I'm actually right. I mean, I know I'm right. It's just I can't remember the exact names of the exact channels where each and individual animator comes from. But this is a fact. You can check it for yourself. And oh, we also cannot forget about the professional voice actors. I know that a lot of people who visit DREAMophrenia for the first time, they're turned off by the fact that we don't have the professional voiceover actors, and I have to agree with you, our voiceover sounds pretty cheesy, but we're doing our best. And Hazbin is doing its best as well by hiring professional actors. Now, I know that right now I probably sound as if I'm trying to actually make it look bad. It's not bad, it's actually great. I love how professional Hazbin looks. I know, I love it how professional it sounds, but tell me, knowing all this, keeping all this in mind, all these little facts, how they have professional actors, professional animators who come from like projects like Simpson and TMNT, tell me, does this actually sound like independent to you? Does this actually look like independent? Does this actually look like an amateur cartoon right now? Well, my opinion is no, it does not. It's actually a professionally made cartoon, a professional project done by professionals. Now, this in itself, in isolation from anything else that's happening on the animation YouTube right now, is not bad. It's really not. I respect Hazbin, I respect their channel, and I respect their creators for what they're doing. I'm even subscribed to them on YouTube. But you know what? There is a teeny tiny problem for the rest of the YouTube animation community. Super popular animation projects, which are supported by giant companies and corporations, are raising the quality bar so high that the actual amateurs like we are, who do not have any money, any sort of public attention and stuff like that, they just cannot compete with them. We, as the team of two, with only one of us being an actual animator and me being a cringy voiceover guy and the musician guy, right? The composer for the project, we as a team of two physically cannot compete with them. We cannot afford making high quality animations with like lots of details, crazy backgrounds, which Hazbin is known for. We cannot do this. We would love to do this, and we would love to be discovered by maybe by Hazbin fans or by other people who like watching animation on YouTube. But we cannot do this because that's a physical impossibility. I mean, we're not supported by huge corporations. We cannot afford professional animators. We cannot even afford hiring we cannot even like expand our team at the moment because we would have to pay them for this, for their work, but we can't. I mean, some of you might say, but listen, Hazbin is not supported by a huge corporation. Yeah, I know this, but I mean, they're having a pretty popular Patreon page where they even had to, like at some point, they literally had to hide the amount of money they're earning per month because the amount was insane. And at this point, they don't really need any sort of like huge companies backing them up because they're literally turning into a huge company themselves. With the amount of money they're making right now, they can't afford any kind of, probably not any kind of studio, but certainly they can be a studio. They're not an indie, like sort of animation channel. They're huge. They're pretty huge. They don't need any support. Now you may ask, how is this a problem? The problem is that right now, this very moment, there are some Hazbin fans coming to our channel, leaving comments saying that we should probably check Hazbin out and we should compare our work with their work, and we should be ashamed how cringy our voiceover is. We should be ashamed of how cringy our animations are because if Hazbin could do this, so can we. And they certainly ignore the fact that we're just in different weight categories. And I'm not even kidding. I once had a person accusing me of still not being popular on YouTube because I didn't ask enough animation reviewers and animation channels to mention me. And the funny part, that it's not a made-up story, it's actually a true story. This actually happened to me 1 week ago. Turns out that some people are so ignorant and oblivious to the fact that their YouTube almost does not have any people who are willing to do something free for you. That they're actually accusing you of not being popular because not enough people want to actually mention you and talk about your project. I mean, there are some enthusiasts, and certainly some people have done something like this for me in the past, and if you're watching this video, I'm so grateful to you. You can't even imagine. Words cannot describe how grateful I am. Thank you so much. But still, there are not many people like this, and certainly this kind of success does not come overnight. I mean, you don't just upload some random animation video on YouTube and then wake up the next morning with literally everyone talking about you. It's not how it works. I mean, maybe it works like this in a fantasy world, but we're in a real world where you actually have to pay everyone to mention you. And remember that Russian animation channel that I mentioned at the very beginning? This is exactly what they did. They paid everyone to mention them, but people are completely ignorant about this fact, and they're accusing you for not trying as hard as they do. But hey, I've also tried paying other people just to get my content from the bottom of YouTube. But you wanna know what the difference is between DREAMophrenia and that other animation channel? I cannot afford to pay bigger channels to mention me, because I'm not being backed up by a huge, like a huge corporation who's willing to finance my every move. And as if that's not enough, even when you get in touch with somebody, they would simply refuse to mention you because paid promotions will simply ruin their reputation. I mean, that's what they believe. But I mean, I'm not gonna touch this topic right now. But the fact persists. They refuse. I wonder if I could change their mind somehow. Let's see. Maybe I could just raise my bid from $20 to, let's say, $500. Oh yes, I don't have any money. But it's not even about the money, don't get me wrong. It's about the comments that people write to our videos. Like I said, they accuse us for not trying as hard, even though we literally have to work day and night. And you can't even imagine how demotivating it is for me. I mean, it's not even about me. Over the time, I have learned how to actually ignore such comments and just not to take them seriously, because if a person is ignorant about how YouTube works, well, nothing can help them. But the worst part is it's actually demotivating for Heloise, and so far she hasn't learned how to deal with it. It's painful for me to watch how close she takes it. I mean, I'm probably going too far with this. I don't want to sound like an angry kid who's blaming someone else for not being successful enough. All I'm just trying to say is that YouTube is becoming TV. It used to be a nice and cozy place where you would hang out with other aspiring creators, sharing your works, probably also earning some money. But now it's literally becoming a TV. It's wow, it's crazy how fast things are going. Honestly, sometimes I'm even scared for the future of DREAMophrenia, because if it actually keeps going this way, I mean, wow, we might as well just shut down, because we simply cannot compete with channels like Hazbin, and not only it's not about Hazbin, but it's just as a creator I have to talk about it. I just cannot be silent anymore. All right, I feel like I should literally stop right here, because the more I talk, the more emotional I get, and I'm about to start yelling at my mic and spitting at my mic, which is not what I want to do. Stick around for more updates. Hopefully we'll be able to finish the episode sooner, and if things are going well, and if Heloise is actually feeling better, then we might also be able to finish the new episode of our webcomics. And I even made a nice and pretty rocky and pretty drivey song for this episode, and I hope you're gonna like it. And if you're new on this channel, then you might as well just go and check out my cartoon, which is called DREAMophrenia, just like the name of my channel. Well, I should probably say our channel, because Heloise is gonna kill me. Anyway, the cartoon is about people who are known as dream walkers. These people have special powers to control the dream matter, forming it into anything they want. They can become anyone and anything in the dream world, and they're gonna be fighting weird monsters known as nightmares and saving the innocent people of the dream world. Check it out. I'll put the link to the first episode in the description, and the link to the first episode will be somewhere on the screen. I'm not sure where. And if you want to help our channel grow, there are two things you can do. You can first of all support us on Patreon, or just simply donate us on PayPal. Any sum will be appreciated. We're struggling to deliver new content, so yeah. And if you don't have any money, it's alright. I mean, just you being here is already pretty cool. And one thing you can do, in case you're a creator yourself and you want to help us grow, you can make a fan video, or maybe just do a remix of our animation meme, or maybe just make your own meme with our characters or something else. Every single fan video is appreciated. We watch them when we try to sometimes even repost them, retweet them. Just do whatever. We'll be happy to check out your fan-made content as well. And well, I guess I should stop here and see you people in the next podcast.